Coming to you from the world where the Triforce goddesses and the random number gods collide, this is the Link to the Past Randomizer League Mystery Week. Hi again, everybody. I'm Jex Reffi, and I'm joined by Walther the Fourth. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. I'm super hyped because mystery is, well, it's a crazy mode sometimes.
It's crazy because nobody knows what exactly is about to happen. There's a whole bunch of different settings we'll run into. We do know for certain that with that EN6032 means we're going to have to deal with Randomizer.
It's probably, well, it's most likely boss shuffle, because when you get Randomizer, it's 30% chance of being boss shuffle, and then 15% chance of being like a normal, what you would normally think about when you think of Randomizer with all the enemies being shuffled. I mean, we don't know yet. It could be both. Who knows?
It could be. We will find out shortly. So we've got eudaimonistic from the Yoshi's on Skis, and we've got Kohrek from Team Fraime will give an interview if we win, which is weird because Fraime's not on their team, so details.
We also have a sword, which makes me think maybe we're gonna have a standard seed, because I think that the mystery was patched that you will always get a sword if it's standard Randomizer, just so you are guaranteed to be able to kill all the enemies and escape.
See, I thought it was always mystery always was a assured sword.
Nah, maybe it is. I don't think so.
Who knows? I honestly don't know all that much, because to be honest, this was not my week to run. Because also, fun fact, we are all from the Village of Outcast division. Eudaimonistics from Yoshi on Skis, Kohrek, Fraime will give an interview if we win. I'm from the Talking Heads, and you're from Old Swagga Jackson. So this is like total Village of Outcasts. Oh boy, we have inverted.
Inverted Randomizer could possibly go wrong. It looks like it's only boss shuffle though.
Yeah, if it is, it's boss shuffle. We had 5-6 crystals at Skullwoods and Thieves Town. Pod and Ice Palace were the pendants, and then neither of them were green pendants.
Okay, so that tells us there's no form of key sanity as well. So every dungeon is gonna have their vanilla number of items. And I did look up the sword chances. There's 45% chance of getting a short sword, okay, and then 45% chance of being randomized, and then it's like 5 for vanilla and 5 for sword.
And we've already got Aga access, as we got the lamp in Link's house, and in Hype Cave we had the glove and the hook shot. So hey, you can go kill Aga if you want.
Yeah, that's one of the bosses that's definitely not going to be randomized. Because Aga and Ganon are always the vanilla bosses.
Now, so at this point, we know it's inverted. We know it's... Well, we've seen one room to tell us that it's not entrance shuffle. So the main thing that's left at this point is this crystals or pendants, and how many of those crystals do we have to get?
Yeah, that's definitely gonna be a main feature. Both of the signs for Ganon's Tower and for the goal of the seed is gonna be on the top of Hyrule Castle, since we're doing a inverted seed. So we won't be able to find out until we have Light World access or potential kill Aga, but we wouldn't need the Moon Pearl to read the signs.
Yep, and we've got 3 doors of their vanilla, 3 entrances of their vanilla variety. So I'm pretty well set to say this is not entrance shuffle.
Yeah, there would be extremely unlikely for this to be an entrance at this point. Yudai is missing 5 rupees to do the chest game, so he's gonna have to dip into Thieves Town instead. Speaking of...
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say that's why Kohrek is at the arrow game, loading up on cash.
Yeah, exactly my thought. Exactly my thought as well.
Yep, and there's a small key to start in Thieves Town.
There is a couple of rupees in here in Feastan you can get. They're a little bit out of the way, but you could definitely pick up 5 rupees in here. I believe if you bomb the floor at the top of this room, you like go into one of the main rooms that you would go if you're going to the back of Thieves Town, and then there's like 2 pots there with 5 rupees each, I think. But we don't have any bombs yet.
Kohrek got some from the tree pole. Uday will get some in the first Zyzak room.
Yeah. Should be 3 bombs in there, I think. Nice extra tree pool there from Kohrek. Tree pools is definitely good knowledge, especially when you're starting with a sword. You're kind of guaranteed to be able to kill the enemies without having to like rely on bushes. Kohrek is just gonna head up to the mountain right away, having the hookshot as well. We can get at least 7 items up here.
I mean, if you can get around the Lionels, you can do Hookshot Cave, you can do Super Bunny Cave. Like, it's a very bold play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the hookshot definitely helps for getting around there because you can kind of use the hookshot to avoid taking damage from the.
Uday got caught by those star enemies, and so had to take an unfortunate death and keeps going.
Yeah, it's a rough dungeon to do with 3 hearts, especially when you get like 2-shotted by most things in here.
So is there any reason why Kohrek is carrying that bush other than for the purposes of swag?
So I know when Inverted came out, there was a debate about Link walking faster if you're holding the bush when you have the old man following you. I think since then that has been debunked. It's just that it looks like he's walking faster, but I'm still not sure. I've heard people say both when it comes to that.
Shady Force is saying you go upstairs faster holding items, which, you know, again, I'm just reading that. I don't know for certain. So, Kohrek has turned in the old man. He is a bunny, is going to, I assume, walk back up and check what's inside Spectacle Rock, and Uday's back on half a heart again.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be really careful here. These crickets are definitely not to be messed around with. And Kohrek is just gonna straight jump into Spectacle Rock here right away because he's gonna have to sync with after this no matter what. So you might as well just like grab the item and then sync with. Ooh, and
Hey, but it's the fire rod!
Who wants to do the boss in Skullwoods, which could be like pretty much any boss? Anyone want to do Vitrias in Skullwoods with 3 hearts? No?
No, actually, no. I don't want to do Vitrias in Skullwoods without like Butter Sword or the Cape.
Uday did bomb the floor here, but we know it's boss shuffle. They might not have thought about it yet. They could have actually gone to the boss before even going to the back at all here. So they're probably gonna realize that when the maiden is missing.
Alright, so Kohrek is now predictably going to head over to the east side.
Ooh, that's a rough hit for Uday.
Is it Uday or Uday?
I think it's Uday because it's eudaimonistic. I'm pretty sure at least.
Well, okay, see, I think that's part of the problem is I call him eudaimonistic and not eudaimonistic. But hey, I'm the guy that didn't realize the month afterwards that I called it Nissan Alex. So what do I know? Hey, a Phantom Ryu cries in the wilderness, and we got Kane.
Yeah, that's a good item. We're getting some interesting items for. Yudai is gonna head over. Let's see. Okay.
I missed what Turtle Rock was.
It was Ether to get into Turtle Rock.
Alright. Red Meringue in Hookshot Cave. $50. Shield. And $20.
Okay, so our answer is not up here. At the moment, at least.
Aga
There's an
is...
Ether.
Oh, it was Ether. Okay.
Yeah. So if it is an Ether medallion out here somewhere, we could actually head into Turtle Rock already. Which it looks a little bit suspicious to me at the moment, at least.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that right now Aga is open. So, you would imagine that both runners are going to probably keep on with, Skullwoods and Thievestown, but I kind of would have this suspicion that this is more going towards an Aga seed than it is, like, trying to send you to, like, Turtle Rock or something. But, that's why we keep checking
maybe.
stuff.
Yeah, it's, okay, there's the Moon Pearl. Now Aga is a lot more tempting. Because without the Moon Pearl, there wasn't much we could do in the Light World so far. Now we could actually, well, we could do most of it.
Clostifer asking, is there no sign on GT for the crystals in Inverted? See, here's the thing. The GT, Hyrule Castle, and the Pyramid are all switched. So guess what? The signs are at the castle. They're not at the Pyramid and the GT. I learned that the hard way yesterday during your race, Walther.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough one to if you don't know about it, there's like no real reason why you would expect it, really. And it can be really tough, especially in entrance shuffle, because in entrance shuffle it can be really hard to get up there because you can't just mirror on top of the pyramid. So Kohrek is gonna head to the back here, and he almost saves a quit here. This is gonna be a tough boss fight, most likely. Unless it's like Moldorm, it's or like Lamolas, I guess. All the others fights are gonna be pretty hard. Like, one of the best boss fights to get here at the moment would probably be Vanilla Mafia, to be honest.
Oh, we're gonna find out pretty soon as Kohrek is making his way through, using the Red Meringue to stun the Gibdos, and then lamp, using a combination of the lamp and the fire rod, which maximize maximize the magic meter.
Yeah, it's a good strat to try and save as much magic as possible. The problem is that he will still not have enough magic if this is Cold Stare, though. But if it's like Mafia, then the extra magic could definitely come handy. Yeah, just wait this out, grab a little bit extra magic, and our boss fight is gonna be what's a Cold Stare?
It's a Cold Stare, which means you need a full magic meter, which, sorry, Kohrek, you're heading out.
Is he gonna try and shoot some magic? Can you do this with the red ring?
And we got Trinex in Thievestown.
Oof. Yeah, we're not doing that for a while. So there is a way we could do Cold Stare, but it's kind of rough. If you do like the bomb jump in the torch room, you can do all of the torches with the with the lamp, and then you can use like grab some magic afterwards. It looks like Kohrek is gonna head up the mountain again, and the only thing he could really do at the mountain, oh, actually he has the moon pearl, so he could do all of the light world of the Death Mountain here now.
That is true. You've got 7 items over on the right side for Paradox Cave.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is kind of interesting that Kohrek did not head down to the village at all. Especially knowing it's a boss Randomizer, he could just like do the first 4 of Thieves Town and check the boss combined with like grabbing the free items. But there's definitely a more concentrated number of items up here, and he did have to save quid from that boss in Skullwoods anyways.
Meanwhile, Yude is heading to Skullwoods. I saw a heart container. I didn't see the other item.
I used red rupees, I think.
Okay.
Kingdom Mario is gonna be nice here. You can use kind of skip the entire puzzle with the statue.
And other than a Quake, not much in Paradox Cave, so Spiral Cave really at this point is kind of the only thing stopping us from, I think, confirming this is Zaga.
We still have the floating island in inverted. We can get that without the mirror.
Oh right, that is correct.
And did we get both items from Skullwoods?
I saw the Moon Pearl. I didn't see what the other one was, and it's just $50 on the floating island.
Yeah, I think we only got one from Skullwoods so far.
Yeah,
Kohrek might have forgotten about the boss shuffle as well, and kind of like went to the back right away before doing anything else in the front.
So let us see what Spiral Cave has for us. Heart container, so yeah. I mean, I think this is Zaga.
Definitely looks likely at this point. At the same time, you're only a hammer or a glove away from some light world access, so you might see some of our runners maybe try and sequence break those by heading over to like the pod area with like a bomb jump or something.
That is possible. There is a way to set up a fake flipper using a bomb. So we have not seen. I believe Kohrek has not been into Thieves Town yet. So
Exactly.
At this point, we're basically going to be having people doubling back over each other as they're trying to piece together the puzzle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Yudai is still looking for this second item in Skullwoods, which hopefully for a runner's sake is not on the boss, because that would be kind of rude.
So now Kohrek's about to get his cane.
Now I will say, if they actually manage to break the ice barrier around Coldster, the fight is, the fight is still gonna be tough, but it's not as tough as it might look, because you can hit Coldster into the spikes, which will, ooh, there's our boots from the big chest. That's a big one. But yeah, you can hit Coldster into the spikes, dealing gold sword damage.
So that is both items in Skullwoods. That really doesn't change the Aga fate all that much.
Not really, no.
But Kohrek has been in Skullwoods, so for him to go back to those boots, I mean, I think he'll go back at some point, but it may be a while before he checks the big chest.
Yeah, I could see him going over there after Thieves Town, since that would be pretty much the last thing to do before Egg anyways. Looked like Yudai was thinking about going to the boss, but then to get death, and I mean maybe that's for the best because we don't have enough magic for Coaster at the moment from his part. So he might just be heading up the mountain here instead. No, he looks like he is going back. This is gonna be quite unfortunate. He actually doesn't even have the fire rod yet, so he won't even be able to go to the back, which I think they just realized.
Yeah. Yeah, because that fire rod is inside Spectacle Rock. Which, granted, he's going to have the Moon Pearl on his Death Mountain climb. Although, he's...
Oh, I see. He's gonna set up a water walk. That's what he was going for. That makes a lot more sense.
Interesting.
That's another way you can sequence break over to the pod area. So what you want to do here is like... I'm not sure if that... I've never seen someone set it up this way. That might work. We'll find out soon when he heads back to those stairs here if that worked or not. If he moves really quickly here on the stairs, nah, it didn't work. So if you pretty much like just line up with the wall there at the pit and just dash down, you will have the water state. But did he get it? Because it looks like he's going for it here.
Nope.
No, did get a fair though, so could actually do the bomb jump now, but it would only have 2 tries. And Kohrek is gonna head in to do Aga, but without the boots, and after getting light world axes, at that point heading back to that Skullwoods is probably not gonna be at the top of his agenda.
Well, Kohrek is finally making the Aga play.
Yeah, it looks like was all her health up Death Mountain? Because Yudai is still on 3 hearts.
Yeah, I think so. I think a bunch of those hearts, at least 2 hearts were in Paradox Cave.
Oh, and this is not really the easy setup to get the archery game here, but it's doing a really good job at it. Ooh, didn't miss that one though.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately you don't really get the big bucks until you get like the 5th hit in a row. If you like get if you get 4 total hits, you kind of like break even at least. So he might be going for another triple here, because the triple he did actually gave him rupees. I think that was like the tier 2 triple. So at this point, he might have forgotten about the access up to Death Mountain. Or I mean, it's potential, maybe not knowing about it as well, because Inverted is definitely not a game mode that most people play regularly. Okay, they get that. They take a death here, but if he kills 2 more enemies, he'll still have the same tree pull again, which would be enough for the digging game.
Alright, so it's time to see how many blue balls old Aga's gonna throw at our runners today. Any thoughts, Walther?
I don't know. I feel kind of contractually obliged to say 4, I guess.
Okay. I'll go with, I guess I'll say 7. Oh, great. Fear said 7. Let's just say 1, then. I'll be nice today. Anyway, first one's required, as always. Next 3 are going to be randomized between shots and blue balls, and then a bolt of lightning, and then we spin again. Hey, there's 1. What is... So what is Yude doing?
He's setting up 3 pools to get 20 more rupees to do the game. Thinking at this point he might be thinking that's the only thing he has left in logic. And does have the money now, but is gonna kind of quickly realize that that's not gonna be enough. Was that only 1 blue ball from Aga?
I think it was only 1 blue ball from Aga. And conveniently, Kohrek is up there, up at the top of the... to show us that you need 7 crystals to enter. So...
Yeah, he even tried to enter right away.
You need 3 crystals to beat Ganon.
Yeah, but it's not fast Ganon, so it's pretty much 7-7 in that regard.
Alright. So... we're in for a whole 7 crystals this time around.
Yeah, this way, one thing that could be good for Kohrek, knowing this now, is that, ooh, there's the mirror. That's actually really nice to have in the light world. But since Skullwoods is a crystal as well, he might be going back there sooner rather than later. Might wait until he gets, like, the hammer or another sword, though.
Alright, so Yude gets the heart container.
And he is, let's see, probably thinking about what can I do next. That's always a rough spot to be in. Especially when you're doing like a high stakes race, it's really easy to get like very flustered and almost like panicky when you're like, you know, you're losing time because you don't know where to go next. But he might have figured it out here. It looks like he's heading up here towards Death Mountain, so this is gonna be really good. So it looks like we got a Bombos medallion from Escape as well, which is nice if we run into more cold stairs. We don't have to use all of our magic with the fire rod. We can use like this way you don't have to make sure you always have full magic when you go into a boss fight. As long as you have enough for Bombos, you can at least take care of cold stare.
Alright. Kohrek now making his way over to the Uncle Tunnel.
Uncle has a heart piece for us. So for Kohrek, pretty much the whole entire world is open for him.
Oh, Yude got stuck.
Yeah, it's a really long text box as well. If you've ever played the NMG speedrun and accidentally bumped into him, you'll be pleasantly surprised that his text box is way shorter in NMG.
So now this is where Inverted gets very interesting, because once you have Light World access, basically you go from having very few options to all the options.
Yeah, someone would call it interesting is one way to put it. It's a very like hard game mode to be efficient in your in like full clearing it, and it can be quite volatile sometimes as well. But yeah, it's pretty much everything is open. The mirror definitely helps with the routing because you can kind of like combine stuff together.
All right, so Kohrek heading into the back of Escape. A blue shirt, a map, and a mushroom. So that means the key is either. Did Kohrek go to Dark Cross?
I believe he did, so it would have to be in Sanctuary, so I can actually skip that chest.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, except well, okay, because the thing is he can't mirror because he fell in. So this is probably maybe just to get out.
Yeah, I think so. You can't really save him quick because that would put him back into the at the Hyrule Castle again. As he kill that again, has the mirror, and he probably wants to head over towards Kakariko and do like the Lost Woods and Bonk Rocks and even the Lumberjack trees in Logic. Oh no, he doesn't have the boots yet. So it is in Logic, but he can't do the Bonk Rocks in the tree yet.
Yep, because the boots are in the big chest of Skullwoods.
Yeah.
Kohrek was there. We saw that Cold Stare was in the Mothula dungeon, but without a full magic bar couldn't get him out, so that is why Kohrek has no boots.
So another thing that the blue mail kind of tells us is that this is not hard mode or expert mode in terms of the item pool. So it's really good. All 20 hearts is accessible together with the all the swords and silvers and mail upgrades and stuff like that. So that's definitely nice to see.
Yude setting up the bomb jump.
Yeah, after this is gonna have Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny Cave, but we'll have to save quit first, and after that realize that it's Aga time for Yurai as well. As Kohrek heads into... Did he not go into Lost Woods? Oh, actually, I think maybe he's doing Kakariko first, and then he could actually head into Lost Woods and do Skullwoods at the same time. Oh, he did Lost Woods. I mean, I just missed it. My bad. He's too fast. So yeah, I guess he kind of missed his opportunity to get the boots then, but when he went into Lost Woods, because it would have been a good opportunity to mirror. There's our mitts, so...
Which are basically only for... are only for King's Tomb, because all the Dark World dungeons that need the mitts are basically mitigated by the fact that it's inverted.
Yeah, sometimes at least. You can need the mitts for more. But the only one that's always required for mitts is only King's Tomb. But it helps with routing as well, because now you can get into the Light World in a lot of different places. The flippers is interesting as well. Can't really do Swamp Palace yet because we don't have the hammer, and I guess same actually goes for Ice Palace, but we'll need them sooner or later.
We did get a bottle, so Kohrek is checking Sick Kid for bombs.
interesting lack of hearts in Kakariko. A lot of the times it feels like you get like no hearts at all in the Dark World in Inverted, and then as soon as you get Light World access, then you get like all the hearts in Kakariko. It's gonna mirror here though, which is kind of nifty move you can do. This is one way you can skip the myths in Inverted by just mirroring and grab the Smith this way. Oh yeah, I was about to say it didn't check the library.
Which has the hammer.
That can be big for Udai. That's probably what he needs to get back in this race at the moment. He's going to be able to get that hammer as soon as he goes into Kakariko. And pretty much confirms that there's no way to skip Aga, like sequence break Aga in the seed as well. With both Mitts and Hammer in the light world. We didn't get a red sword, but we got a red mail from the smith today. So Yuda is heading into Hyrule, not Hyrule Castle, Aga Tower. Making nice use of the fire rod. He's taking care of the ball and chain guards really quickly. So I missed what was on the race game here, but since Kohrek left the chest behind to do it, I will imagine it was something good.
Oh, that's unfair. Just putting a guard in. Oh, that's powder.
Yeah, that guard is it's kind of interesting thing that happens after you kill Aga. I mean, at least it's better than in Randomizer when you can get like random red guards under the bushes in there.
And South Grove Cave having a heart container.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to pick that up, especially since you don't know what the boss fights are going to be, so some boss fights could be quite more difficult than they normally would. Oops, skipped the chest there for a while. We've seen a lot of leaving the chest behind lately with the glitch that can just let you mirror next to the dude here, but I don't think you can do that in the light world or in Inverted. So we're heading into the dam here. Kohrek might take the moment to mirror as he comes out here just to check the first chest in Swamp. It wouldn't be a bad play. We can kind of see it as like an extended overworld check. Would definitely be the time to do so if he wants to check that. Looks like he's gonna say no to that at the moment, so it's actually gonna work out since we know the boots cannot be in there. So I see someone in chat mentioning we don't know what kind of boss shuffle we have yet, and yeah, there is actually 3 different kinds of boss shuffle. The simple, the shuffled, and the random one, I think they're called. And I want to say the simple is just like the same number of bosses that you normally have, just random places. The The shuffled one is you have one of each boss, and then 3 of them will have a duplicate. And then the last one, the random one, is the what normally is called chaos boss shuffle, where it could just be any number of bosses in any place, pretty much.
All right, we got a master sword on the pyramid.
Nice pickup there. He kind of forgot to mirror there the first time around, but a good thing to think about it on his return trip here.
All right, and we also got a map check. Green pendant is a desert. The other crystals are Eastern and Hera.
I guess dead for you. I read the first, but not the second. He didn't read the second sign, but I guess it's not really gonna hurt him because
no, because if you know that you need 7 to enter the tower and the hole isn't there, I mean, it's kind of a safe assumption. Like, well, it doesn't matter how many it takes to damage Ganon. Thing is that you need 7 to get in.
It could have been pretty detrimental if it was a pedestal seed, but since it isn't, it won't hurt him by skipping that sign. I guess it could have been all dungeons as well, but luckily it's neither of those. Kohrek is gonna head up here to do the flipper checks, and probably gonna mirror here to do catfish as well. Good thing remembering to mirror here. Otherwise, this would be quite an isolated check.
Yep. But for more cash, not that important.
Didn't even pick it up, even though we're gonna spend 500 rupees now. I mean, I guess we still will have enough for the rest of the seed. He did farm quite a bit early on at the race game. I got kind of scared there for a moment when the sound stopped for eudaimonistic when he mirrored. Thought that like your heart resetted or something, but I was just game being what the game is sometimes. This entrance that he's walking into is, this is where you come out if you fall on Ganon. If you haven't played a lot of Inverted, I definitely wouldn't have checked it too, being like, wait, what's this? So where will Kohrek head next? Looks like a potential Eastern play here. He could also decide to jump down into the lake and check the rest of the flipper stuff, and then maybe head over to like Ice Road Key or something like that. Yudai remembering to mirror here to get the pyramid item, so he's gonna get that Master Sword as well. Oh no, he's actually looking for the sign here now. So he might not be aware that both signs are actually on top of Hyrule Castle, which makes a lot more sense why he skipped it then. So yeah, I would definitely, if I didn't know about where the signs are when playing Inverted, I would definitely be a bit stressed not seeing a sign there. But if he just continues to like go for the crystals, it should be fine. Looks like we're not gonna go to Kakariko right away though, so he's gonna be missing out on that hammer for a while.
Alright. So, as we're going back over stuff, good time to remind everyone that please be sure to give eudaimonistic and Kohrek follows on Twitch for the fine work that they are, fine entertainment they're putting on for us. They certainly deserve it.
Yeah, for sure. Shoutouts to Yudai, by the way, with that the damn shag. He kind of like bonked into the wall and then like pulled the lever at the same time. Which is I think that's actually the fastest way you can do it.
We get some sync as both runners are heading into Mini Trolldorm Cave.
Yeah, we haven't seen our runners this synced up since the beginning, I think.
Mm-hmm. Cape and
Ooh, there's
bow.
a bow. That bow is probably, I would say almost certainly, going to put Kohrek towards Palace of Darkness. But he's not going to be able to beat Pod. He's going to be able to defeat Eastern Palace as long as it's not Trinex at least. And if Yuda heads to Kakariko before going over there, he will be able to actually get both of those dungeons. Kohrek being very precise of not like skipping anything in the overworld, which is definitely a good idea. He can do quite a lot over here actually. He could potentially beat Meyer at this point. Nice water walk setup for Yudai. It's gonna be able to speed through these normal flipper checks. Doesn't have the flippers yet though, so looks like we're gonna skip Hobo and just head up here instead.
And one thing about Desert Palace is that you need the book. With the mirror working in reverse, there's no way in other than using the book.
Yep, that's kind of like the ice rod of inverted in one way.
But Quake is what's needed to get into Mire, so you could actually finish Misery Mire right now.
Yeah, so I would assume, or I would kind of expect Kohrek to go for that. Yuda is dashing out of here. I don't think he did Catfish. So he's probably going to do that, and at that point might actually head all the way down to just turn in the mushroom and do like the entire loop over to Kakariko from there. No sword beams for Kohrek, so he's gonna do a combination of just slashing and using his arrows in here.
Mm-hmm.
Smart idea to save the magic at the moment. So Yuda is going down here, but he actually did not go back into the portal again, so he's not going to be able to mirror here and turn in the mushroom. And I guess he's might be heading down to Pod instead, which is interesting because we cannot beat Pod, but we could beat Eastern, so he's not gonna be able to like pair them together unless like there's definitely a this happens a lot in Inverted when you're so used to mirror from the dark world to the light world, so he might be actually thinking about that. Being like, I can pair them together, I have the mirror, and then gonna realize, oh, but I can't mirror in the dark world.
Yeah, for those that are just joining us, so the boots are in the big chest of Skullwoods, which is why, because of the way Kohrek routed, that is why he does not have them and Uday does. Kohrek knows that the hammer is on the library ledge, but Uday has not been there, so he doesn't know. So we know for certain that Uday is going to be forced out of Pod because of that.
Oh, there's the book though. That's a nice pickup. I'm still not a big fan of the way Yudai ended up writing this, but definitely paying off so far though. So whenever Yudai heads over to the Mire area, it's going to be able to do desert as well. However, we don't even know if we need to do desert because it is a green pendant. So it would only be required if there's something, an item in there we need. And at this moment, I suppose that the Ice Rod is the only item we're looking for?
Yeah, because Ether is needed for Turtle Rock, which is a pendant, so we don't need to worry about that.
Yeah. And we don't really need Ether. We can mirror into Turtle Rock.
True.
So I guess, yeah, we're in an Ice Rod hunt, actually.
Which is weird, considering this is inverted, but hey, we're still looking for an Ice Rod.
So the best thing for Yudai would probably to be like have the Ice Rod be in maybe like Swamp Palace, a place that Kohrek can definitely not get to until he gets the boots. So yeah, I guess for no mode, we're an Ice Rod away, but the runner still needs more than only Ice Rod. Kohrek needs to find the boost first, and Yudai needs to find that hammer and the flippers.
Well, alright, what do we got? We have Argus in Vitreus's location. So Kohrek is going to use spin strats.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of these strats, especially if you do the double hook, as Kohrek is doing here. It's quite efficient. And there's the Ice Rod. Oh boy.
Alright, so that's no mode.
That is no mode. So all Yudai needs to do right now, after checking the items in here, is go to Kakariko. He clears Kakariko, he ends up being in go mode.
You know what I just realized? Melissa Angel in chat just brought up a good point. I remember calling out that it was Pod that was a pendant, not Turtle Rock. We actually aren't in go mode. We need Ether.
Oh, but we don't need Ether. We can mirror into...
Oh yeah, you're right. You can mirror in. Right, my bad.
Okay. That makes this play even better for Yudai then, I suppose, because... But yeah, you're right. It's definitely dependent music. But yeah, in one way it makes it better, because then it's even more unlikely that Kohrek is going to head over here. So now Yudai is going to mirror, and then probably go outside and mirror. Or did he leave one chest in here? Or did he... Oh no, he might not... Oh, okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah, he still has more items now. But I think both of these are guaranteed to be keys, because he will spend one key to check the big chest, vanilla big key chest here, but at that point that has to be a small key as well. And yeah. Kohrek is heading up the mountain again, probably for that Tut Rock, because it's not much else he can do up here. So he's going to be able to get everything in Tut Rock except for... Well, he might actually be able to get the boss as well, because Ice Rod probably not needed for Tut Rock, so this is actually a really nice play in that sense. Just focusing on crystals. And Yuda is heading up the mountain as well, so probably gonna go for Tut Rock.
And there's the big
too.
key in Laser Bridge.
Yeah.
And silver arrows.
Nice. Is there a small key here as well? Yep.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, we don't need ether because we can go right to the boss.
Yeah, Kohrek is probably not gonna go to the boss yet though. Still searching for boots and a potential ice rod, or I think he knows about the ice rod as well, so he's gonna full clear this first. He can go all the way to the front, and then as soon as he grabs all the items, he can use mirror and go back to Laser Bridge again, and then head into the boss.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Kohrek is continuing to make his way through. And he's still gonna have to go outside to get the big chest. Or, I mean, there is a way to bonk, but you technically would still need to go outside.
Yeah, I think you have to go outside no matter what. I don't know any way you can sequence break it.
I think if you go to that place, if you go to that door where there's like the guardrail, I think it's possible to where you can kind of like get yourself in position to where you can kind of like get bonked into the wall. But
you can bonk from the big chest over there, but I don't think you can bonk the other way around.
Ah, okay, my bad.
But Yudai did find that second sign, so now knows the goal, which is really good, because then as soon as he gets the items in Kakariko, he's gonna know that he's in go mode. That was one of the things I was a little bit worried about, because if you don't know the goal, then you're like, oh, I might still need to do the pen. I guess even he would be in full all dungeons go mode actually, even when he gets those items. He's gonna head over to Eastern first though, which, I mean, it makes sense. It's a crystal, and you know you're gonna have to beat the crystals, so you might as well start focusing on that.
I mean, it also kind of attests to the fact that, you know, how open things are once you get to Light World and Inverted, because he hasn't been to Kakariko yet, and it's like, that would seem like such an obvious play, and yet he hasn't been there because so much has been open to him.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's the flute, and Kane O'Brien.
Okay, so that flute might actually put him on the path to Kakariko after Eastern. Because even though you don't strictly need the flute, it would still be worth it to activate it at this point, because you have pretty much all the crystals left to complete. So just being able to flute over to certain areas would save you the time.
Yeah, and it also in some ways kind of works out for Yude because of the fact that he also has the ice rod, so now he can go finish off Trinex in Thieves Town,
Yeah,
And
that's a good point.
Now he still doesn't have. He has a bottle, so he can also do Cold Stare and Skullwoods, but without the half magic that Kohrek found in Turtle Rock, he would have to at least chug a potion or go with Master Sword.
Yeah. Depending on how he routes Kakariko, he might get his what's it called? Blue mail as well. If he comes from the south, he might just pick up the smith on the way and get the blue mail, which would definitely be nice.
Alright, so what boss do we have at Turtle Rock? We have Blind.
Not too bad. You can't do the script, but I mean, he has the mirror shield and red mail, so that's definitely helping out.
And we're getting rated really hard because we've got SpeedGaming 4 coming in, and we got SpeedGaming Francais joining us. So thank you to both of those. We've got eudaimonistic from Yoshi on Skis, and Kohrek from Faraime will give an interview if we win in the ALTTPR League. We know it's inverted, we know it's a boss shuffle, we don't know what type of boss shuffle yet, and we know that even though it's 3 crystals to damage Ganon, it's not fast Ganon, and we need 7 crystals to get in the tower.
So even though Yudai is not doing this dungeon in Go mode, pretty much gets to do it almost in Go mode anyways. Gets to skip that vanilla big quiches because all the items being in the front. Or potentially gambling. I don't know if he got all the items or not, but he is definitely skipping the vanilla big quiches. We're gonna find out what the boss in this dungeon is as well. And we're gonna start getting our puzzle a little bit together on what kind of boss shuffle we have.
It's Vanilla Armos Night, so actually, no.
Yeah, we got no duplicates so far, so we're gonna have to wait and see. If we ever see a triple of a boss, then we don't know it's a chaos boss shuffle for sure. Okay, so Kohrek heading over here as well is gonna get his flute. And where will Yudai go from here? He's not saving and quitting. So he might. I don't really know where his next move is gonna be. So he might actually be heading up to the potion shop here, or just he's just gonna skip that and go straight for the back of escape play together with graveyard ledge. It looks like, and then he can get the bonk rocks and the lumberjack, and then actually he's skipping that too. I mean, that's gonna skip him a mail upgrade, but it is gonna put him in go mode faster. He might have forgotten about those for the moment. I mean, most of the times you have that way before an hour in, right? It's gonna activate the flute to begin with. Please don't skip the items in here, at least, right? Getting a little bit nervous when you go straight to the activation of the flute and not going into the blind side. Okay, there's the flippers.
Takes a few rage slashes because of it.
Yeah. No, he's trying to flip it away? No, Yudai, don't do this.
Well, also, he's in Light World. The flute works in Dark World, so kind of...
That's very good, because if he fluted away, that would have been tough. So So it's not in here, but it is at the library he needs to go. But if he starts checking this, then you kind of have to assume that he's gonna check the rest, right? But I can see in one way, like the reasoning to being like, maybe I'll just skip Gag because you've been like in the light world for so long. Surely you must be thinking like, oh, my opponent must have been here a long time ago already.
Oh no, Yude, no, don't do that, no. Ugh.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh wait, maybe he's just gonna grab a potion and then come back again. Hopefully. I guess he did gamble on that vanilla big key chest because Kohrek is going for it.
Okay, go back in the portal. Go back in the. Oh, he's going back to Skullwoods. Okay, I'll allow this. I'll allow this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the way his routing now, it definitely like looks like he might be feeling a bit behind, and just like you know, go for the or you know, maybe he's thinking he is in go mode. Maybe he forgot about needing the hammer as well. As a potential.
Yeah, he'll need it for Swamp. Okay, help me out here, Walther.
Mm-hmm.
Hera, don't you need Titan's Mint to get? No, because you can. Because once you go light roll, hook shot, hammer, boom, you're in Tower of Hera.
That's only way you can get to Hera is by having the hammer. So normally in a normal seed, you always need hammer before Ganon's Tower because there's 4 dungeons that requires the hammer. One of them being Touch Rock. But in Inverted, you can skip the hammer for Touch Rock, but instead you need it for Hera. So in a 7/7 Inverted, you still need a hammer for before Ganon's Tower every single time. They buy some potions, so he's just going to use the blue one. Gives him magic too. And if he fire rods these puffs into the spikes, they take like an extra body sword damage again. See that last slash? Normally would not have killed him with just a master sword, but since he slashed him into the spikes, just insta-killed him instead. Which is kind of why they decided to make sure that Mafia doesn't take damage from the spikes, because otherwise would have been a very easy fight normally.
Yep. Alright, so Kohrek is making the play he needs, at least one of the plays he needs to make in terms of getting the Ice Rod in pod. He still has to go back to Skullwoods and get the boots from the big chest.
And I think I would not be surprised to see Kohrek be heading back there after this, because with the Ice Rod he can beat Trinex, so he might just go beat Trinex and then head up to Skullwoods afterwards.
Which
so
is
that
exactly
could be
what Yude is doing.
Yeah, so that could be the clock that Yude is playing against right now, trying to get those boots or that hammer before that happens.
You would hope that Yude finishes off Kak, because the hammer is in the library. That's why the boots are required to get the hammer.
Yeah, for sure. This is going to be a bit of a tough fight without the hammer. Especially he did use his blue potion, so he doesn't have that spare magic anymore. Takes quite a bit more hits with the Master Sword compared to the Tempered.
Alright, he's got the Firehead down.
Oh, now he has to be careful though.
Gonna use the red potion.
The ice head is a little bit easier to kill because he can take some extra splash damage from the fire rod sometimes. But oh yeah, that's unfortunate. Gonna have to come back for that one. Maybe stock up on some magic. He did not get a half magic from Turtle yet. Oh, it looks like he is gonna head into the light world though. So, no, actually, he cannot go into the light world that way.
Nope.
Because he doesn't have mitts or hammer yet.
Nope.
Oh,
well, no,
that may.
He had. Oh yeah, because he doesn't have the mitts or the hammer on the other side.
Yeah.
He is gonna have to go here.
Mm-hmm.
Or not. Yude, what are you doing?
So that definitely makes leaving Kakariko when he did a lot tougher to get back. He could go into the Aga portal again and then run over there. He might be thinking of ways to get magic at the moment. There is a shop right next to Link's house that actually has a blue potion.
Did that get changed and inverted?
Which one?
Did that get changed and inverted? Because I seem to recall.
Oh, yeah, it's only in inverted.
Yeah, because in the normal game, you only have blue potions at the potion shop.
Yeah, it's in order to make sure you can have like a potion of magic for like Spike Cave. I think is why they changed it. And I think in terms of the logic, it can actually require you to have a potion for Trinex as well. Okay, so he's probably gonna he's bonking this tree. In the light world, that tree has a full magic. Entering the light world now, but he's not gonna be able to reach it.
Nope. He's gonna have to go. He's looking for magic to try again.
Yeah, it looks like it. So he's probably not aware about that potion shop. So he might be heading to the normal potion shop now instead.
That would make sense. Meanwhile, Kohrek took care of Armos Knights and... Well, actually, no. He did that a while ago. He was in Pod getting his Ice Rod. So again, for him, all that he has left is he has to go back to Skullwoods, get the boots, and then use that to get the hammer on the library ledge, which he knows is there.
Yeah, and he's saving and quitting to Dark Chapel, so that kind of screams, for me at least, that he's gonna head over there, activate the flute, beat Feast Town and Skullwoods, and then probably get his boots while doing Skullwoods. Which would put him into go mode, because he then knows how to get the hammer. So Yudai is definitely gonna have to kind of double back there as soon as possible, because Kohrek is at the moment in the crystal lead as well. Both are gonna have to do this with the Master Sword. Kohrek has the half magic though, so like he has a lot of magic to play around with. Yudai is gonna have a lot of magic now as well with those potions being picked up.
We've got both runners heading into Thieves Town to now take on Trinex.
One thing that's nice in Boss Shuffle is that the Ice Head will not freeze the floor. So you can take your time on the Fire Head in that sense without having to risk like the entire arena being filled with ice.
And that half magic from Turtle Rock means that Kohrek got through it without needing a potion. And now he's on to phase 2. Yudai's gonna chug. Should be able to get it from here.
Yeah, I think that was really close of getting in. Yeah, there we go. We just needed one more hit.
And down goes Trinex for Kohrek. Yudai's into phase 2.
Gonna have to be careful here, though. It takes quite a few slashes with Master Sword to get this down, and Trinex still hits quite a bit because Yudai is only in the green mail.
Yeah, the mail upgrades, I think one of them was in CAC.
Yeah, one was in the Smith, the other one was in the back of Escape.
But both get it done, and both get the crystal from Thieves Town. Kohrek is... let's see, this is... Okay, he's heading to CAC. Oh, but he's already been here, so what... Oh, he's got to activate the flute, that's right.
Yeah, and then probably head up to Skullwoods. And then it's pretty much his pick. I would imagine he'll do Swamp Palace last, because then he will be in the light world and can just run up to Kakariko. Well, actually, Kohrek, I mean the castle. But actually, they beat the Agas, so they can use the same quit anyways to get up there fast. You're heading into this portal again, but you do need a hammer or the mitts. And he quickly realized that.
Yeah, I'd be curious to ask Yude if we get him in for an interview, but it kind of feels like he's not as practiced with inverted as Kohrek clearly is.
Yeah, I definitely been a couple of those like typical inverted things happening that if you're not used to inverted can kind of throw you off. A number of those has definitely happened, and maybe it looks like he might have gotten the signs confused as well, because he tried to enter Ganon's tower. But maybe he thought there was 3 crystals to enter and 7 to be Ganon.
Yeah. And I think he's trying to figure things out at this point. Seems lost.
I mean, you're also playing against a team that has not taken a single loss yet as well. So when you have a couple of hiccups in a game like that, it's very easy to make you feel very far behind very quickly.
Alright, meanwhile, Kohrek is working on Cold Stare, using those spikes to his advantage. He gets that done. Now, key thing for him, he's gotta go to the big chest.
Yeah, as long as he remembers he has 1 item left here in Skullwoods, he should be entering Go mode very soon. So there is some... maybe Yudai, because he does seem a little bit confused on what to do next. So it could be in his mind, he maybe did all of Kakariko. I could definitely see something like that happening. An easy thing to write off, because most of the times you do it like 5 minutes into the game. You know, another thing, another potential with that mirror is that it's not cut and clear where the Ganon hole would appear if you have not played inverted before.
Alright.
Oh, we do have both the red crystals. I did not actually think about that.
Yep. So that's what he's doing. Alright, Kohrek is into the front of the Skullwoods. You know, I don't know if Kohrek ever went into Skullwoods. Well, no, he did.
Yeah, he did get the Moon Pearl there.
Yeah, he had to, because that was the 1 item. I think he just got the Moon Pearl, went to the back, and then I think that was it.
Yeah, saved and quit from there and went up the mountain.
And
there's the boost for Kohrek, so pretty much a go mode for him. He only needs to go pick up his hammer now, which he does know where it is.
Yeah, I think we can call that at 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 50 seconds. Kohrek's in go mode.
Yeah, he flews to, heads into... I think that was not on purpose.
I think he was knowing he needed to go up and accidentally had that set.
Yeah, that seems likely to me. Sure. Yudai is it gonna head into swamp? No. He was so close to getting that hammer earlier.
Yeah.
Makes it even more painful.
Yes. Yeah, he is going right to the library. Right to the hammer, and all he has left to do is Hera and Swamp. So like you were saying earlier, Walther, probably would make sense to go to Hera first. Yep, he's, well, again, forgetting, hey, I need to be in Dark World to flute.
Yeah, I mean, it won't really matter too much. It looks like he's just gonna run down to Swamp instead, because he can save and quit from Hera, and that will put him right outside of Ganon's tower. Only thing would be like the health. He would not have full health, but I think Kohrek, I've seen him play enough of this game to be pretty sure that he would be confident with doing Ganon's tower with half health. He also even has the powder, so worst case scenario, you could powder an anti-fairy or something like that.
So Yude mirrors out.
Yeah, a bit of a high five there for a moment.
And now we've got the main SpeedGaming channel rating us as well, so welcome aboard, everybody. We've got eudaimonistic from Yoshi on Skis, and Kohrek from Faraime will give an interview if we win. Both runners are in the league in the mystery week. We've got Kohrek in go mode, and Yude just a hammer away from go mode if he would finish off Kakariko and go check the library ledge, because that's where the hammer is. This is inverted. We've got boss shuffle. We honestly don't know what boss shuffle it is, because we've seen different bosses at every location.
Yeah, at this point it could be either of the 3 different options of boss shuffle. Really.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, at this point, we're not going to see what any independent dungeon bosses are. Or maybe we will if Yude decides to do all of Desert.
It won't really matter, since we do have every item required to beat the bosses. So one way or another, we can still beat them.
Kohrek, meanwhile, is just going straight for the boss, knowing he's in go mode.
Yeah, he's not going for the diver down, and I think the diver down. I'm not even sure if it's worth doing when you're doing this in go mode. If it is, you would have to do it pretty much first try, I imagine.
Someone in chat asking, do they know how to check the golds in inverted? Yes, Kohrek did. Yude found out the hard way. So it's 7 crystals to enter the tower. It is 3 to beat Ganon, but because the hole was not open, it is not a fast Ganon. So either way, you're basically looking at 7 crystals.
Yude did make sure to get that chest turn. See, even with the chaos, still make sure to have a bit of fun with the game. That's always nice to see.
And we got Lammo So 3 silver arrows and the Lambos are out.
Yeah, that's a very quick fight. Definitely like to see that when you're in go mode. Now, Kohrek can just step outside. He will have a portal to the Dark World, right outside here.
Well, honestly, he wouldn't want to use the portal. He just want to flute, go right to
Oh,
1.
yeah. Never mind. I was thinking Swamp was in the Light World for some reason.
Nah, it's alright, bud.
Definitely is not.
It's alright, bud. No worries. Alright.
Yeah, so Kohrek is gonna... Fastest way would probably just go up here. Yeah, and then you take the portal at Tutrock, and then you can just dash over to Hera. Do you know if those pegs are supposed to like symbolize something in the way that they're formed, or just supposed to be like a barrier for you? Like, I know it's there to make sure you can't like leave, but just the way they're formed kind of looks like a, I don't know, a mushroom or a Metroid almost.
Kind of feels like they tested this pretty well.
Kohrek is going to do the hair pot, which is definitely worth doing. In go mode, you don't even need to look for the big key. Looks like he might have messed it up though, so he's going to reset the dungeon. He picked up the minimal derm item, I think, when he killed it. I don't know if that... I know that messes up the boots or the bomb setup, but I don't know if it does it with the boot setup.
Interesting. It's like Kohrek. I've never seen this before. It looks like Kohrek is basically trying to hook dash.
Yeah, if you have spin speed, you can run into the pod in a specific way, which would which pretty much does the same thing the bomb jump does, and just puts you 1 pixel into the pod.
Which at this point, Kohrek has decided, you know what, I ain't messing with this. I'm just going ye old-fashioned way.
Yeah. Might as well. If it takes you a certain amount of time to get the hair pod, at some point it becomes a time sink instead of a time save. And especially if you're doing it without any pause buffers, like Kohrek was doing, it's more of a feel kind of thing to do. So like sometimes you just get it, and sometimes you would have to try it a couple of times.
All right, we've got Helmassar at Tower of Hera. So again, we have yet to see a duplicate boss. Oh, and Kohrek has decided to play basketball instead of trying to kill Helmassar.
Yeah, he definitely have the right feeling of like dunking on this boss, but that was the wrong kind of dunking. And very rude with the hits on Kohrek here, making him drop the bombs multiple times.
Okay, he's got 2. And now just pulling out the hammer and just not worrying about it. Just gonna finish with that. And then is trying to take hammer shots, but now gonna pull out silvers. And now Helmassar is dead. And that means that it's gonna be crystal number 7 for Kohrek, and that means we have a little game to play. There are, in fact, 22 locations where the Ganon's Tower Big Key can be in the basement of Ganon's Tower. If you want to play in a little guessing game, you need to guess the number between 1 and 22, and I'd be pretty quick about it, because once Kohrek saves and quits, he's gonna be right into Ganon's Tower, so all to the 4th! What's the guess?
I just stress typed something. I think I typed 8. So I'll guess I'll go with that. I'm never right anyways though, so I'm sorry anyone else who guessed 8 as well. And there we go. Very fast save and quit for a very fast entrance into Ganon's Tower.
And that means guesses are closed.
Kohrek is gonna go for what it looks to be the some people have started calling Boyne route, since he was kind of the one who pioneered this in the last main tourney, which is used. Go over to the Helmosaur, or Helmosaur. I would be very surprised to see a Helmosaur here. The Stalfos room. And then after that, you head over to the Compass room, and then you just go full left after that.
Alright, so number 1 was a small key. Number 2 is yet another small key. 3 is another small key. Okay. 4 is a bloopy. 5 is a compass.
Yeah, so to the right we go. We have 2 chests here in the Hope room, and then 4 over in the Compass room, and after that, probably going full left after that. So this would be number 6, I suppose, and 7?
Yep.
Okay, so here we go.
8, piece of heart. 9, $300. 10, another piece of heart. 11, $5.
So I guess we're just gonna go to the left side. He's not even gonna pick up a small key. Kohrek does a lot of cross keys in which you clear Ganon's tower most of the time. So with a lot of like restrictions, and so he's pretty well aware about the key logic. He definitely has enough small keys in order to be able to skip picking up that key.
Uday's on to Argus.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be careful here. 2 hearts can also not step into the goo, because that is still active in this boss arena. And actually he is 1 shot away from being killed here, because Argus does deal 2 hearts, so it's a little bit scary actually.
Alright, 12 was the map. Oh
no! I 100% blame Feline for that one.
So is that a chat curse then?
Something like that.
Alright, 13 through 17 was nothing. Oh. You gotta feel for Uday right now. He clearly was not expecting this, and he's gotta be tilted at this point, and you just gotta feel for him.
Yeah, inverted is definitely one of the lower percent chances to get a mystery as well. I think it's a 10% chance for the world state to be inverted. So vast majority of time you would not get this. There's our second blind, so we know it's not simple boss shuffle at least. I'm pretty sure at least. Ice blind is actually really annoying, but the mirror shield actually really helps out here, and sword beams as well. They don't have any sword beams anymore, but he got most of the fight with the sword beams, so nicely done.
Very nice.
Small key, and there's the big key, so that the tempered sword, nice.
That was number 20.
Yeah, I think it was.
That was number 20.
Really nice to get that sword right next as well. Gonna make the climb a bit easier. Ganon, especially.
So Hotaru 2199 was the one that correctly guessed 20, and so got the 24 points. Congratulations. All right, so at this point, randomization is pretty much done. Kohrek has got Tempered Sword, Riot Shield, Red Mail, Silver Arrows. At this point, it's just him versus the execution of the Gauntlet. And execution round 2 for Yude on Argus.
Yeah, the only thing out of the ordinary for Kohrek at this point would be some weird bosses in those arenas, but he should be well equipped for any of them at this point. Nicely done here from Yude so far. Just need to be a little bit careful. Okay, good. Nice hook shot to be able to skip that 2 hearts damage. That was a little bit dangerous dashing right over Argus, because when he bounces up, he can still damage you, so you do not want to be right over him when he's bouncing up.
Alright, so what boss do we have at Lammo 2? Kohrek is going to take the health. And it's another Argus.
Another Argus.
Fun fact, because Argus is in 2 phases, once the puffballs are down, Argus, he doesn't have to finish Argus off, he just can go right through the door.
Yep. He's gonna be bouncing out of this room, so the room is gonna be like, oh, okay, I guess he's dead now. He is still gonna appear here in this room, though. Oh.
Alright, so that's 2 duplicates, Blind and Argus.
Yeah, and the last boss fight coming up here, it's kind of restricted. I think we can only have 5 bosses on the Moldorm arena, which would be Vitrios, Cold Stare, Moldorm, Helmazar, and Mafila.
And Yude, unfortunately, is now heading into Ice Palace. So that is just going to push him further away from the hammer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely been a rough seed for Yude and the way it played out. Kohrek not checking anything on the way up here now. Has everything he needs.
And we got Mafila, so pretty straightforward. Bats down.
Yep. One of the nicer boss fights to get. He can still spawn some of his spikes in this room, which is kind of funny, but Kohrek was fast enough to make sure that didn't become a problem.
Yude trying to do Icebreaker. But it's time for Kohrek's geometry test. It's a nice double there.
A nice icebreaker from Yude. I had not seen that specific setup before that I can think of. Actually, maybe I had.
And triple
Your way
double.
was well done.
Oh, sorry, didn't mean to step on you. Triple double for Kohrek, and it's time for the big pig!
Oh boy. Yeah, this is gonna be a vanilla fade, pretty much. well, vanilla in terms of, you know, not shuffled in any way, in terms of randomizer. So all he needs is to just beat this boss as you normally would. You know, Kohrek has a very good energy time as well, so probably quite comfortable with doing Tempered Sword. Ganon. It's a very nice trident spin there, set up for the one-on-one cycle. So yeah, very nice first couple of phases here for Kohrek. Does have the silver, so only gonna need 4 silver hits in the last phase coming up soon.
All right, so just 4 more silver arrows and we're done with Kohrek. Gets torch glitch, really won't matter. That's 2. This will set up for
that was a little bit scary, but GG's Kohrek, it gets it down.
And Kohrek finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 23 seconds, improving his personal best in mystery mode by 27 minutes. GG.
Yeah, GG's. And with that, Udai has decided to forfeit as well, which is very understandable at this point. So we're gonna see if we can get both of them in here if they wanna talk a little bit with us. Looks like Kohrek is already waiting, so we'll drag him. So we're joined by Kohrek, the winner of this race. GG's, dude. If you're talking, because it's lightning green, we cannot hear you yet.
Yeah, thank you, GG.
Okay, now we can hear you. Yeah, GG's, dude.
So, how you feeling after that race?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I felt really good after I found Ice Rod for about 10 minutes. And then I found the boots, so I overall it was all right. I mean, I knew that there was a lot of things, like inverted things that can trip people up, so I felt like even with last locationing the boots, it might not have been like game over, you know? So I was okay with that, but man, going through a seed without boots like that, and then I don't know, inverted. I'm not a huge fan of inverted. I get inverted like half the time when I run mystery, so I don't know.
Yeah, and eudaimonistic is joining us in text chat. Said I just flat out haven't played inverted since it came out. Was completely confused from start to finish. And GG's to Kohrek, and hey, that totally makes sense. And you know, that unfortunately is the problem. That is unfortunately the big task of the mystery seed is you have no idea what you're coming up against.
Yeah, for the most part, this one was tame. It was just inverted, and that was pretty much it. I mean, it was lower crystals to defeat Ganon, but that didn't mean anything. So, we had boss shuffle, but I mean, boss shuffle is, I don't know. Boss shuffle is kind of tame when you don't have the damage shuffle to go with it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so did you forget about the boss shuffle when you went to the back of Skullwoods early, or was that in your mind as you went back?
I mean, honestly, it was kind of in my mind. Like, almost every boss is nicer there than Mothula with at low percent, honestly. I was I was gonna be okay, except then I remembered, oh, I don't have enough magic for bolts yet. I didn't know if I could do like some duping of the fire rod shots with the red boomerang. I thought I'd try, but that didn't seem to work.
Yeah. I actually got really surprised when you started doing that. I was like, oh, I had no idea you could do this. And then we're like, oh,
I knew
maybe you
it
can't.
worked with the bow, so I'm like, you know what? I'm here. I might as well try, because if I break the shell, all right, all I have to do is knock them back into the spikes, and that's it. So.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, then I'm like, okay, well, right now I can do Aga, and there are, I don't know, like 50 items in the light world that I can get right now. So let's just do that. That seems like a lot better idea than just trying to piece together non-boss items in these dungeons. But yeah, that left my boots behind for a very long time.
Yeah, for some portion of the game, that definitely looked like it could be a make or break moment. Seeing what the boots locked with the hammer as well.
Yeah, on the other hand, I accidentally gave myself hammer go mode, which is surprisingly a strong thing. So, I mean, I was walking very slowly for a very long time, but hammer go mode lets you skip a lot of things. So there was a little bit of trade-off there.
Absolutely. So, well, you guys, your team is now officially 7-0 in our Village of Outcast division. So, just I guess just keep it up, because you guys are going pretty strong right now.
Yeah, we all want to hear the Farame interview, so we're trying to give it to you guys. We got a few more. We're like halfway through the season now, halfway through the regular season, and we have a long playoffs, but we're trying to get it to you.
All right, that's great. Any final thoughts, Kohrek, before we wrap up shop?
Just thanks for everybody for watching, and thank you guys for commentating, and Greg for tracking. Just a lot of fun. Can't wait to see how the next couple of weeks play out.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. As Kohrek mentioned, thanks to Reg, our tracker. Always does a great job keeping track of all the items. Eudaimonistic and Kohrek, thank you both for racing and giving us that entertaining race. Again, everyone, please be sure to give follows on Twitch. And Walter the Fourth, I really appreciate you coming in at the last minute and helping prevent me from having to do solo comms.
Yeah, for sure, dude. It was a blast. Mystery is a fun mode.
Yeah, it is. So we've still got some races going on this evening. I'm going to pull up the schedule here real quick. The ALTTPR League channel apparently has a race going on, and dipping in there between Weighty Words and Virtua Cat. That is in progress. We've got at 7 o'clock Eastern, we've got Swagalicious and Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna on the ALTTPR League 2. Swerb versus Recitador on SpeedGaming 5 at both those times. And then at 8 o'clock, we have the battle between the last two alphabetical names in the player list of Zelda Dasan versus Zero Rush over on SpeedGaming 3. And a couple more races to go, plus some late night rando. So please keep in on the channel, on the schedule, to see what races are going on tonight. So for Eudaimonistic, for Kohrek, for Reg, and Walter the Fourth, I'm Jex Refi. Thank you all so much for watching. We've certainly had the pleasure of bringing this to you guys, and we'll see you next mission.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Stay safe.